Okay, so let's look at our D and E climates. The Ds are much cooler and colder. They include about 21% of the land surface, mostly in Canada and over in Russia. Again, we're higher up in latitude, so with the curvature of the Earth, we get decreasing sun angles, so you get variable day lengths. That means less insolation. You're under the influence of these air masses in the winter and thunderstorms in the summer. During the winter, the continental air masses, polar air masses that come down from the North Pole and converge down into the center of the continents, they will dominate the winter climate. So you get months that are below freezing in most cases for these types of climates. So that's where we are. So humid continental hot summers, so you get months that are hot in some cases here in this part of the United States and over here in Europe and Asia. Then you get mild summers as we get a little further up in latitude, southern Canada, parts of Russia, most of Europe, we're here. And then this color blue here is your subarctic, where you get very cool summers, and then subarctic where you get cold winters, where almost all the months are below freezing. But you do get a summer season. So notice again, equator's down here, so we've moved up, much further in latitude. And so again, with the curvature of the Earth, less insulation, more variable day length, and colder temperatures. So you have your DFAs. Again, you still get influenced by the maritime tropicals here, and so you're going to get moist all year and dry summers. That continental moist all year and humid continental winter dry climates in the summer. So this is what you would find in New York City, for example. Here's Central Park. So again, you get precipitation pretty much every month. It might be rain or it might be snow, and you get a bigger temperature range. From almost, an average high of 70 degrees down to almost freezing. In some cases, in January, you might have a month where you're going to get below freezing. Our humid continental mild summers, you get less precipitation in the hot summer to the south, but you get heavier snowfall during the winter, which provides the moisture. And then you have your DFCs as you move further north, so you get more seasonal change and a very, very short growing season. So here's Moscow. So again, 55 degrees north. Let me go back to New York City real quick. Notice New York's at 40, so we're up 15 degrees higher in latitude. So that's it in the summer. So again, precipitation all year round, although it's going to be much snow here. Bigger temperature range, and you get distinct months under where the average temperature is below freezing. That's what makes this a microthermal climate here. So there you have it, like in this, you can see the seasonality here, and then there it is in the winter. Then you go a little further up north, even further. This is Manitoba, Canada. So again, you're getting months below freezing. Still get precipitation, but it's mostly snowfall. Okay, then your polar and highland climates, you get no true summers, and again, because of the low sun altitude, you're way further north, not much insulation, so you're getting very cold temperatures. You get the extremes of day length between winter and summer, almost 24 hours in the summer and 0 in the winter. Extremely low humidity because there's no moisture there, no evaporation to create the moisture, and it's mostly snow and ice, so you get very high surface albedo. So what insulation you do get, most of it's reflected back, so it keeps the temperatures very cold. So here's Canada. Now in the summer, you'll get a few months where it thaws out, but notice the ground cover is just these coniferous trees and mosses and low grasses. Then your subarctic. Now this is in Russia, up in Siberia. Now you would think, well, it's near the coast, so it's near water, so it would be maritime influence, but no, this is all frozen. So you get, it's very high pressure, it's the biggest temperature range in the world, almost 113 degrees of temperature range there, from a high of 60 in the summer down to, almost a minus 50 in the winter. But you do get precipitation in the summer months. So there it is in the summer. Notice there's no asphalt or anything because it would just crack and break apart because of the very, very cold winters. So that's it in the summer, and then that's it in the winter, minus 76. And I think you're at about a plus 60 here. So again, this huge temperature range. These cities were settled by, back in the Stalin days by forcing people to move out here, and then they would have some type of extractive industry or manufacturing, which is one reason why the Russians are kind of partial to climate change, because this would thaw out and give them easier access to the resources underneath this frozen ground. Then your polar ones, well, this is up in Alaska and the Denali Mountains, so you can see the highland climates here, with the snow and everything. So you get tundras, the ETs, mostly in the northern hemisphere. Temperatures never above 10 degrees centigrade for any month of the year, and it's mostly under snow cover from 8 to 10 months. Then you get your true polar ice caps where it's frozen year-round. These are your ice sheets that cover Antarctica and Greenland. So it's these dry, frigid air masses, and all the months of the year are average below freezing. So tundra, you get maybe 2 months where you're above freezing, so you'll get some thawing on the surface, but on your ice caps and ice sheets, no months. So notice here's your tundra up here, all northern Russia, northern Canada, and then your ice sheets. Right? It's not showing down in Antarctica, but oh, here it is. So that would be, ice sheets here in Greenland. So these are frozen year-round. No temperature, no month the average temperature is above freezing. Here you might get anywhere from 3 or 4 months above freezing, so you would get some thawing. Then your Maritimes, they're a little bit more moderate. South Georgia, which was down here. So you're in the southern part of the Atlantic Ocean. So you're under the influence of a marine type of climate. So it's still cold, but you're close to the average temperature is just going to be, above freezing because of you're in the southern hemisphere, close to the Arctic Circle. So not a big variation in insulation. Okay, let me stop here and then we'll do the dry climates on the next part.